Hello, hello, hello. It is Tuesday. I hope you've had an amazing day. I'm Jessica Yvonne, your abundant life and divorce coach, coming on for a quick moment with a quick message. So, I'm not sure if you've seen that, but recently, Kerry Washington did a great interview with Jay Shetty, and you should definitely check it out um, if you like them. Even if you don't, it's a great interview to check out. But what stood out to me during her interview is as a parent, we really have to be honest with our children. And I know that may not be a popular opinion. I know that's something that's not always easy. But listening to her story and how her parents didn't reveal a secret that actually impacts her until she was 40 really caused her to have trust issues and even question herself. And she said that she even felt the wall up with them. It wasn't that they were doing anything or saying anything, but she said there was always love being given, but she knew there was something more. She knew something was going on, but she just couldn't put her finger on it. And not to say that we have to tell our kids all of our business per se, but I do think we do our children a disservice when we are not open and honest with them about real situations that are going to impact them later. Now, of course, you have to use discretion based on their age. We're not going to be telling 2 year olds and 3 year olds, all this hard life stuff. But I do believe that as they begin to get older and ask questions, especially when they, 15, 16, before that, even 10, if you believe that they can handle it, you have to let them know. And that's one thing I have to give my mom credit for. Yes, the truth hurts. But that's one thing I can always count on her for as a child was her honesty. And I think that made it easier for me to always be honest with her. There wasn't a need to put on or pretend that I was something I wasn't. That like if I was sad, I was sad. If something was going on that was bothering me, like I didn't mind sharing it because I trusted her. I trusted her with it because I knew she wouldn't lie to me. And still to this day, I know that's who she is. Even if it's going to hurt me, she has always been honest with me. And I can't help but respect that. I can remember as a kid, sometimes, and maybe my teen years, but sometimes as a kid as well, being in Sunday school, church, or at school, and kids may be discussing certain things. And sometimes I would run certain things by my mom to ask her if it was true. And she would be honest with me. And other times they would be discussing things and I would know that what they were saying was absolutely incorrect because I had asked my mom. And I knew that she told me the truth to prepare me for the world I was in. And she didn't want me to have this false sense of reality that she would not always be able to protect me from later. And I have found myself doing the same thing with my son. If he asks me questions and I feel like it's age appropriate, he's 10 now, I'm transparent with him. I would rather tell him and let him know things out of love than the world or someone that seeks to hurt him tell him something out of hate and it knocks him down. I never want to lead him astray or make him have a false sense of what something is. Because at the end of the day, today he's a boy, but soon he'll be a teenager and then he'll be a man. And I think we can do our kids a huge disservice if we try to hide things from them that they absolutely need to know. I was just thinking about, I have a friend, I don't know about you guys, but I grew up and for us, Black History Month wasn't just a month. It was a everyday thing. 365 days, a year. And I was always learning, about various things through my mom, my grandparents, PBS. At that time, WTTO Fox, we had movies that would come on. I remember watching Roots on like NBC and just so many different things. And I remember having a discussion with one of my friends and I was telling her how I had sat my son down and I wanted him to watch the movies because I wanted him to be aware. So I felt like, certain ones were age appropriate and some were, just they're not age appropriate, but they're the reality. Like I don't know if you guys know, but I know like when I was staying in Birmingham, the bombing at the church that killed the little girls, even though they were little girls and it was something that terrible that happened, it still impacted them. And so I wanted him to know that, look, these are things that can still impact you even when you're not 100% aware. People sometimes just not like you just because. It's not anything you have done. It's about them. It's not about you. And I remember when she and I was having a discussion, I think at this time there was, so much going on with the marches, the George Floyd, the other killings with Breonna Taylor. It was like just a lot going on, and there's always, if we're being honest, there's always a lot going on. But with this, she disagreed with me. She had not told her son anything. She had not let him watch anything. He does not know anything about any of that. And I immediately became a little scared for him because he and my son are the same age. And I told her, I know it's not something that you want to discuss, but I think it's something that you have to make him aware of, because he needs to know when people are intentionally doing something to cause him harm. He needs to be able to articulate it to you, because I think sometimes our kids can get mistreated and not even know it, because they just think, oh, that was nothing, or they just don't think anything about it. I can still remember my son when he was little and we were at church and this little boy spit on him, and he tried to do it again. And I remember my son got in the car and he said it so nonchalantly. This is when we went to a very diverse church. And he told me how the little boy just was laughing and throwing his head back, and how the teacher ended up putting the little boy in the corner. And I said, what did you do? He said, well, I didn't do anything back. I did, I told the teacher and da-da-da-da. But he said it so casually to me, like he wasn't upset about it. And I said, that was disrespectful. No one is never to put their hands on you or ever to spit on you, ever. And for him to laugh and think it was funny and to do it repeatedly, try to do it, that's something's going on. Something is going on. I don't know if it's racism because they're little, but it's something definitely going on. And I said, and really his parents should have been notified immediately. I said, and they did not notify me. They didn't tell me anything when I picked him up. But it was very concerning. So I said all that just to say that we have to empower our children. We have to make sure that we are having the conversations with them, because for Carrie, she said she always wondered why her and her parents were never really close, why there was always a wall up. And it was because of this secret. It was this secret of her paternity, of where she came from. And her dad, which he's her dad regardless because he raised her, he provided for her, he cared for her. But she, her biological parent wasn't there because they had, I don't want to I'll leave that part out. But yeah, so anyway, yeah, and that caused her to have trust issues with her parents. And you never want to create that for your children. You want them to be able to trust you and come to you with anything, because this world is hard enough with everything going on in it. You want them to have a emotionally safe space where they can come and be open and not feel judged, not feel like they have to keep it to themselves. Because for her, she always wondered, she always knew. And I think that's another thing. We underestimate our children. Our children are smart. They are smart. They know when things are off, and they know when things are going on, even if you don't articulate it. So you're really not hiding it. They may not know exactly what is off, but they know something's off. So give them more credit. Like I said, you know, of course, depending on their age, but when you feel like it's appropriate, let them know. Talk to them. Don't lie about it. Don't wait till they're 40. Tell them when you feel like it's age appropriate, but do tell them the truth. Because I believe they would much rather hear it from the source, from you, than to hear it from people outside of them. And thank God Carrie did not go on the show where she was going to do the blood testing for ancestry, because her parents would have been outed on that show. So thank God they said, okay, we've got to tell her. We've got to tell her now, in her 40s. So talk to your children. Be honest with them. Don't hide things that are going to impact them later. We can only cover them and shield them from the world for so long. The older they get, the more out of sight they are. The more they're out with their friends, the more things they're doing. So you have to be honest with them and let them be honest with you. That's it. That's all I wanted. I have a free ebook in my link. Self-Care, Path to Inner Peace. And being honest, it will bring you inner peace. Being truthful, yes. So the link is in my bio. Check it out. It's free to download. I'm taking on some consultations starting next week in October. So that link is in my bio as well if you want to work with me. Have an amazing Tuesday. I'm about to go cook some dinner. School's out. And stay in peace, stay positive, and stay empowered. Take care. Love you guys. Bye-bye.